airstrip, and I'm thinking a plane would be very convenient. But
I
you posing that question makes me think that there is another means,
Not a
perhaps
say
one
pilot.
I say both.
underwater.
I say both.
So the correct answer is both. What you'd want to do is you'd want to have a team of 2-3 people that go over by water first, make sure that the area that a helicopter is going to be landing is a safe area, because you got to remember the dust that blows up from that helicopter are now disturbing that area.
Exactamente what I was thinking.
So if you get a small team to go over by water first, find the best area to land, and then have that area secured, land the helicopter with the other people in it, and then move out from there, secure the area of where you're wanting to have your initial zone.
Did you say boat or submarine?
Boat. You want to go boat, because then you can actually
Okay,
be using a Geiger counter whilst on the boat.
So
Yes.
a boat approaches, breaches the land, assesses where is the safest place for an aircraft to land, secures the area, and that is when the aircraft arrives.
Correct.
So does that mean there are two teams?
Two initial
One by
teams, but
air.
they'll be combined into one.
It's really just one team, but you just come by two
Yeah, because
modes
the
of
helicopter.
transportation.
Yeah, the helicopter would have like a lot of the equipment on it, right?
Tell me
You
this.
can
Tell
only
me
bring,
this.
yeah,
No, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
yeah. You can only bring so much on a boat. So
Sabi, you're comfortable with flying people and
Yeah, I've been flying
in
for
a thing
years.
like this? Okay.
Hmm.
I would say I'm comfortable in a boat. Over there in Mexico and Guarma, we were on boats a lot. So I think the only thing is I need somebody that knows exactly where to steer me. I
So
need a navigator.
now it seems to me that once we land there, what's constantly occurring to me is that we're gonna have to set up shop, maybe some tents, a place to set up an operation. Will Nexus be setting any type of lab work, tools, anything over there? Do we need to have a tangible base there, however small, even if it's one tent, or just an area where Nexus sets up their equipment?
But we can order equipment in to do that for you. It's just going to take a little bit of time.
That feels like a return trip. Like we could scout out an
Yeah.
area that
Correct.
might be good to work out of and establish that, but that would be something we would do trip number 2 or 3, I would say.
So
Okay,
what
now-
I'm looking at for that, Edgar, is we work out where we want to do that, and then you hand it over to Nexus to get that set up. And then on the second trip, that will be already set up.
Okay, perfect. So one team goes by water, secures a place to land. The next team comes over lands. Then slowly we make our way out from where we landed, inch by inch, taking samples. Is this correct, with the measuring device to see where is safe?
Yeah, and then we need to work out. So your next phase after we've got that set up, we've got the area set up and the footholds ready to go. From there, we move out and you find targeted areas where you need to start marking for removal. So you want to target the areas like, for example, the villa. I also have it on good authority that there's certain containers and warehouses there and that had higher levels of radiation. So you need to work out there what areas need to be removed and handled to be removed and have them dealt with. From there, you need to ship them off. So that's probably going to be, you're looking at your 3 phases so far. Then after that, you want to be taking further samples.
Phase 1 arrive, assess. Then we return to the mainland.
Yep.
Phase 2, we mark the targeted areas that need removal,
Yes.
i.e. the villa and whatever other container and warehouses that exist.
Correct.
Then we return. Phase 3 is the transportation of said materials that are contaminated
Yeah,
to
the
an undisclosed
transfer
location.
and storage of it. Yes.
See, we were thinking Nevada Area 51 to bury it over there.
Like I said, we've got overseas partners that can handle things like that. We don't have the capabilities ourselves, and nor would I want to store them on Los Santos soil.
We
So
can blast
next
it
to
into
us,
outer space.
Yeah,
Nexus
we
has-
know somebody that wants to go to the moon, right? And they say
Oh.
it'd be so bad. Why don't we just send it with that person to the moon?
What do you mean? Is sending it to outer space a legitimate option?
I don't know, but it'd be funny, I thought.
You know, I was making a joke about Area 51, but is this
Hey, Edgar, do you want to be
We-
on the news about sending and polluting space?
Doing it,
one
yeah.
100%? I would love that.
Okay, I don't know if you would. That's negative exposure.
I mean, where are we going to take it if we cannot take if we cannot
we
put it
have
in the ocean?
overseas partners.
So Edgar, there's lots of places inside the world
Space
that,
is way cooler.
that has
To
had.
bury it in the core of the earth.
Jupiter.
I feel like if we say space, the people will get involved. It will be a new space race. Oh, it will be a new space race, guys.
On who can pollute the space first. Jesus Christ, Edgar.
Space
Can
is
you
a
really
vacuum.
pollute
who
space?
can
It's
pollute-
it doesn't. Isn't there
We
like
need
natural
something-
radiation in space?
There's lots of
Okay,
natural
Let's just-
radiation there is.
Yes, there is, but let's just blast another hole in the ozone layer as we shoot radioactive material
Okay, so let me put it
into
this way.
space.
What happens if an asteroid collides with that radioactive material and sends it straight back into Earth? Then what?
Is that well? Then we've got bigger things to worry about because an asteroid's coming to Earth.
Well, no, it's not really the asteroid. It's the radioactive material. Now we've got a radioactive fucking bomb essentially hurtling towards Earth.
But if we've got a fucking asteroid bombing towards Earth anyway, like it's already gonna kill us all. So who cares if it's radioactive bomb?
Well, Edgar
I
gets
remember-
blamed
No,
for it.
I remember when John F. Kennedy
I don't
went
think
on
that's gonna
television.
happen.
I remember when John F. Kennedy went on television and swept the hearts and imaginations of the people of Los Santos. And he said, we're going to go to the moon. I think this would be not only beneficial for sending this stuff out to space, but it could also get the people involved and excited and bring everyone together again.
Edgar,
I have an idea.
I'm going to put this plain and simple. Nexus will not put their name to anything of sending radioactive material into space.
But what
It's
if
better
we?
than sending it to fucking Bangladesh or wherever the fuck your overseas partners
It's a
are.
containment chamber. It's built for that. There are containment chambers all through the fucking world that are built to hold radioactive material for hundreds of years. But fuck it. Anyway, Bunny, what was your
wanna
idea?
I want to blast it to Pluto so that I could soup up Pluto so that Pluto could be a planet again.
Oh, goodness.
Oh my!
Okay.
Because I feel like if it's space, we could crowdfund that.
I'm kidding.
I'm-
No,
I'm
we can't do
joking,
the
guys.
space thing. We
Relax.
can't do
Okay,
the space
sorry.
thing. We're all
He
joking
brought
here.
it-
It's
he
just
brought it-
jokes.
He brought up space. I'm just saying.
Wait, I didn't bring up space at all.
It wasn't me.
The fuck
it
do you
was-
mean I brought it up?
It was Dahlia or Sabi, one of the two.
What?
brought
It
it up.
wasn't me. Dahlia did it. Dahlia brought up blasting it into space.
Talia, how could you?
Dahlia, we're trying to be serious over here, okay?
Okay, so,
So,
I'm crossing out Area
containment
51,
chamber.
Yeah,
and
don't do the. Yeah, don't do that.
I'm
Don't do that.
crossing out
Fuck
space as
it.
well.
Send it to Warma, amigo. They could use some
Oh.
radiation over there.
Listen, we're gonna put it in a containment chamber, everybody. It's gonna be. It's not gonna hurt anybody where it goes.
Ah, it's overseas.
It's
They can handle it.
overseas. Don't worry about it. It could be under the seas too. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's going somewhere else. We don't need to worry about it. And it's gonna be safe there, right, Dahlia?
Where?
gonna start
Under
to
the
have-
sea?
Wherever you guys
The-
put
the-
it.
we're gonna
Wherever
have
you guys
the-
put it.
It will
where
be
you're-
100%
Yes.
environmentally
Yes.
safe.
Hey, please do not put it in the sea. The three-eyed fish from the Simpson gonna happen, and it's all our fault.
Reggie,
We are
Reggie.
fucked.
Reggie,
Yes.
if there was a possibility to spend it into space, would you be on board? Okay, I'm done.
I swear I'm going to start taking the
No, no, no,
seaside
no.
approach to this shit.
No.
Don't make me bring out the fucking seaside HRPR bullshit, please.
If I
No
really don't
more-
think we need to worry about where it's going. We have partners who can deal with where it's going. We just need to get it off the
I
fucking island.
Yes,
I
just
do
leave
also
that to
want
Nexus.
bring up a point. I mean, we're
Yeah,
talking about
Nexus, we trust
space.
you.
We're talking about materials, moving this, moving that. What are we looking at for price for all of this?
Well, that we need to assess, right? Because again, we don't know how much material we're moving. We don't know how bad certain areas are. The only thing that I know is that villa is proper cooked.
Listen, I really think it's very premature to be talking about money because we don't even have approval to go there yet.
Yep.
I think here's the deal. What we're trying to do is we're trying to propose this to the state so that the state will fund everything, so that you guys are not throwing your money. Like if we have to do some like minor spending on our own, like paying for the people who are actually going over there, right? If the state doesn't want to pay them.
Mm.
But ultimately, the reason we have to take this to the state is because A, they're the people who are going to say yay or nay. We need to get their approval before we can do anything else. And then part two of that is if they say yes, we're going to ask them to fund it. It's their fucking island. It's
Yeah,
not
to get
your
a
island that
grant
you're
for
trying to
sure.
fix. Yes, we're trying to get state grants because ultimately the radiation from this island is impacting San Andreas, which is
Correct.
that's the whole point of what we're trying to say, is that it is dangerous to allow the island to exist as it is without a team to go clean it up. We're trying to tell them why they should spend the money to clean it up. So, like, you guys, I really don't think need to be talking numbers, because
Yep.
ultimately Nexus would send a bill to the state.
Okay, that's the only reason why I bring it up. I feel like when we do bring this up to the state, I feel like money is always the thing that they bring up after you bring out everything, a whole entire plan, how you're gonna do it, what you're gonna do, who you're gonna do it with, and then they're gonna just say, okay, well, how much is it? I
Who
feel like
cares
they're just
about
gonna.
money
we
if
have to go to
everybody's
the island
going
to
to
find out.
die?
That is true.
So one
we
thing that you
also-
need to remember is Nexus has spore samples that show how radiated some of those mushrooms are. So we're not going to give them to the state, but we can show them to the state, so they understand the gravity of what's happening.
When I was the mayor, at the very end of my term, there is a main state account. So the mayor can see how much money the state has. There's also a Senate account. And I was constantly sending money from the state account to the Senate account. At the end of my term, they took $500 million out of the account. Okay? So they have billions of dollars. Like the Senate has actually billions of dollars. Okay?
Say less.
So
Say less.
I really,
God
the
bless
thing
the
is,
Senate.
God
Fuck
bless
the-
the
fuck
United
the Senate.
States.
fuck the Senate, but we need their help.
Sorry, that was sarcasm.
Let
We
me
need
ask
them
you-
to say yes.
Let me ask a question. Will the Senate or the government think, oh, this is a ploy by Nexus to strip some money out of government accounts? Is that something we have to worry about?
I mean, we've kept our noses clean, and we will continue to keep our noses clean. All we do is provide research as well as medication to the hospital, and that's it. So there should be
Yep.
no concern as to Nexus itself. The people that we have involved in Nexus and the things that we've sent to the Senate, 100% strictly clean people, and that is it. Right? Other than
Reggie-
the fact that I've got a tie to Seaside, I don't do crime. I have nothing to do with that. I haven't for a very fucking long time. Michael is an investor, so he's not actually on the books itself, other than the fact that he provided money to help fund further research.
Reggie, how instrumental or how necessary is Aegis to any of this?
I don't foresee them having any need to be involved at all, to be honest.
Does Aegis have the ability to make it difficult for us if they decide to?
Yeah, if they decide that they want to do their own team, they can, because they're written into the legislation. So if they decide that they want to throw together their own team to go, then the government can say, "Oh, why would we work through your business when we could just work through Aegis, who is literally part of the government?" So if they wanted to be a pain in the ass, they could be.
But if Aegis says we want nothing to do with this whatsoever, that in no way is going to slow us down. We don't need
It shouldn't.
any Aegis
it shouldn't.
grants or approval,
No, it
nothing
shouldn't.
from customs.
No.
They have no authority over what we're doing at all.
No.
No. The
Okay.
only way Aegis would slow us down is if they want to be involved.
Mm.
See, we have the upper hand that we have the lab that's capable of these things, right? We also have the
Yes.
upper hand that we have the samples already for this, and we've been conducting the research. What if they wanted to get Aegis involved to do Aegis, then we would pull ourselves back, and then they'd be starting at day one, which would just then hinder it all.
So the way that Aegis, I haven't read this legislation in a very fucking long time, because it was shadow written into effect. You know, Reggie, you might know more than me, but
Yep.
there are certain
just- it was
branches.
chucked in there.
It was just chucked in there one day, and I actually think I have it in a note because I was so fucking pissed.
I've read that legislation more times than I care to admit.
Yeah, I read it so many times. I think I pissed off a lot of interns. So, but there's different like branches. I don't know if that's the right
that they can
terminology.
establish. They're like committees basically.
Right. But there's no like sanguine committee, or I don't think there's anything that would encompass that.
So one thing you
Like
need to
there's
understand though is
no.
Can
sanguine
you
is
speak up
now.
just a bit, Dahlia, if
Oh,
possible? Can you
One,
speak
yeah,
up
yeah.
just a bit?
so one thing
Yeah,
you need to
sorry.
understand is sanguine is now part of San Andreas, right? That happened when they took the island back. So now it falls
Yes.
under complete San Andreas. That's it. So don't look at it as a separate thing. If they just wants to like rub their little grubby hands all over it, they can. It is now part of San Andreas. It's not its own individual island anymore. It's not privately
When you
owned.
say they can, what exactly can they do? Can they veto us in any way?
I wouldn't be
So
concerned so much as vetoing, just more that we want to do it. We're now operating Sanguine and take everything.
because the way that we want to do it is going because we need a Senate approval. So if we take our proposal to the Senate and the Senate says go for it, there's nothing that can stop us from doing that. The Senate is the end all be all of every
Correct.
decision that happens for the state.
Yes.
So if we go to the Senate and we say, can we do this? Aegis can't do fuck shit anything about it.
Correct.
They can set up a task force if they want, and they can be like, can we go too if they want? But if the Senate tells us, you guys got the go ahead, we're the only people that are allowed to go.
Yes.
May I invite my lawyer here, who has been a part of this project, Reggie?
Yeah,
Is
sure.
that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't be too concerned about Aegis itself. Just contain who you're telling this to, because then if someone wants to get wind of it happening and try and jump in before you, then that could be an issue.
Right.
This is public news, this decontamination effort. When we won Survivor, it was the main pitch and the reason why we were chosen.
Well, then you need to start acting quickly.
Exactly.
But the thing is, nobody knows what your strategy is. Like you said that you want to decontaminate the island, but nobody knows that you're going about it through a business, or that you're going to be working with Nexus, or that you're going directly to the Senate. Like people know that this is like what you want to do, but they don't know. They don't have a clue how you're going to go about doing it.
We've been keeping a lot of our research under wraps. But that's why I'm not disclosing everything. I'm not showing you all the samples or anything like that. Nexus acquired the samples we did through an undisclosed source, and we did it for the research on the potential harm that it is doing to San Andreas, as well as working through the mushroom spores. Like I have 80 different samples of mushroom spores. We've also got water samples from Sanguine. There's a lot of things that we have that would help facilitate yourself, as well as the capabilities that we have to help complete your idea.
This is news to me. I believe that Aegis was going to be instrumental. I thought Aegis was... Okay, 1 second. Go ahead, Bunny.
They can be. That's the thing. It's like, so essentially what Polly was suggesting, right, is that Aegis could, if they wanted to, establish a task force. It's literally the first thing in their legislation is that they are allowed to establish and oversee task force for the government, right? So I think like the point is like they could be helpful if they're in it from the start. Like if they're involved in the entire process and they're helping to put together the task force. But what I was saying about involving Aegis is that it removes a lot of the decision making from your hands, right? Because then it will fall to the board of Aegis and it won't be your decision. So like once Aegis is involved, they're going to put together their own task force, and whether or not you're on that is up to them. So like they could absolutely be helpful, because the Senate could be like, well, we told Aegis that they can make these task force, and they could make a task force and maybe the Senate would be like, "Yay, go for it." The only thing that I was concerned about is that it removes a level of autonomy from the team.
100%. You'd be answering to someone else, and everyone else would have to answer to that person
Yes.
or that board. So it makes it a lot more difficult to have these discussions, for example. And sometimes people that are involved in a board decision have no fucking idea what they're talking about and do not care about risks associated or anything like that. They could turn around and say, yeah, all right, no worries, we will just fucking throw it into the ocean.
Who's
And
who's
I don't
even
want to
on
have anything to do with that.
the medical task force for Aegis anymore?
I have no fucking clue. Literally none.
Cool. That's awesome for the board
I
of
also
directors.
I don't know where they I don't know if there's a public record of the different task force.
No,
that they have.
there's a not.
Yeah.
It's because they aren't officially government employees, so they're not in the staff section of the MDW. It's funny because I was supposed to be. I was approached by Aegis, and Jeffy I think was as well.
This could be a fun little arc, cleaning up Sanguine.
But yeah.
I have a question here. We succeed with phase 1, with phase 2. We start making big progress. Can Aegis step in 50% of the way, 60% of the way, then assume authority?
Yeah.
Yep. So if they wanted to, but then you know what you do then, Edgar?
They don't have any of the research then.
We wipe our hands of it and just walk away and go, okay, off you go.
Exactly.
Then they realize that they've fucked up and then they recontract it back out.
So it seems as though, okay, then that makes total sense.
The only way you deal with that, Edgar, if you're wanting to keep it so it is your idea and how you're wanting to do it, is you'd have to basically big dick them and pull out completely, right?
Or have them promise that they will not get involved.
Promises mean jack shit. You need to write a contract with the Senate.
See, I can get on that one as well.
Yeah, I think the play here is to, I mean, the reason that we're going directly to the Senate is so that no one else has a chance to stop you before you get there.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we don't want someone from the DOJ being like, no, this idea is bad and go fuck yourself. Because then it's like we can't even talk to a senator. So the whole point of us going directly to a senator is so that the decision-making power stays in your hands. And so if you wanted to involve Aegis down the line, you could, but you wouldn't be obligated to, because you would have a separate agreement with the state directly that would give you that decision-making power. So like if Aegis wanted to get involved, you could be like, sure, guys, come along for the ride. But if you don't want to, you can tell them to go fuck themselves.
It makes me, it would crush my heart if we have to do what Reggie said. We're 60-70% of the way there, then they step in.
But if they're stepping in, they'd be stepping in on their own accord though, right? So then you would talk to the Senate like what Bunny's saying and say, I thought we had the contract for this, why is Aegis getting involved? And then hope that the Senate slaps them down. Now, if they don't, then Aegis would then establish their own foothold and et cetera from there, right? So essentially we could still continue doing what we're doing. I just think that I get that you're concerned about Aegis. I don't think that it's going to be as much of a concern as what you're thinking about.
What I would say is maybe it's worth whatever contract you guys come up with to sign with the state. You might put in there that you're not obligated to give information that you receive to anyone but the state directly. That way if Aegis does come along, like, you don't have to work with any other companies that might come in halfway through unless you want to.
Pauli is here. Can someone let him in?
Oh, yeah, you got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you?
You're not a doctor, Dahlia. You're the receptionist.
Oh my
Bunny?
God, Reggie! I have a baseball bat too.
What were you saying? Because
who's to the
I
back?
want to.
Dolio is going to let you in
Fuck,
upstairs.
After all this.
Okay, in the back. Okay, there is an entrance in the back. Okay, perfect. Someone will be there right away. Thank you.
Okay, you were saying when it comes to information between us and the state, you said something there, but I got lost.
Yeah. So what I would do is I would just there's like a lot of clauses that I think should go into this that are preventative clauses, like just things like you're not under any obligation to finish decontaminating
Briar,
the island
guys.
if it's too dangerous, right?
Hola.
Okay.
Or because what you don't want is we don't want to get in a situation where you feel like it can't be done or we're on a timeline that's not going to work. And it's like, okay, well, now we have to kill ourselves to get out here to finish this job because we said we would and we signed a contract.
Okay.
I think just a lot of safety clauses about like information, how information will be shared, right? Like, because this information in the hands of the wrong people could be really dangerous, like how contaminated things are, where the hot spots are. So
Hey,
I
Reggie.
think maybe
Oh, I don't know where you just went. Hello.
like saying like that that all information can be freely shared with the state itself, and then if the state wants to share it with people, that's up to them. That's their prerogative, but you'll only share information directly to the state.
I would probably
Directly with the
reword that
Apparently-
to the Senate only, not the state.
Yeah,
because
Apparently
the
there's
Senate,
somebody
state,
on the roof outside.
it's probably just mayhem people.
Okay.
I'm not
Were
concerned.
they wearing like a leather cut?
No, it was another guy in a suit. Reggie.
Other guy in a suit. Go check.
Was it an all black suit, turtleneck?
Yeah, it looked like it.
Yeah. That's our guy. Says they
Oh, okay.
just having them watch the outside.
Okay.
The door's still locked though, Dahlia. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, he knows not to go
Oh,
anywhere
I'm
near
sorry.
the back.
Am I
Just stay in
supposed
the
to
front.
lock the door, Reggie?
Yes.
Oh.
So I just got off the phone with Briar. I know you guys earlier said that you
Well,
don't want
Dahlia,
her.
Dahlia said it. I want to know why, because Dahlia seems to have known Briar.
Yeah, she's
How opposed are we to her coming? Because I really want her to be one of the first boots on the ground there.
Why?
It's a sincere wish of mine.
I'll be honest, she's a liability.
she is such a liability.
She's
Remember,
a huge
Edgar,
liability.
how I told you she said that after the whole entire what is the fuck is it? After Survivor, she said she was gonna be different. She was taking drogas, and usually she's not even anywhere near as smart. I can imagine her taking one stumble, radiation, and that's it. We're gonna be in the news known for getting radiation in the
Wait,
hospital.
hold
or
on,
something.
hold on. They want to take drugs and stuff?
You
Well,
know
she-
Rosabelle.
Wait, is that the one that was here the other day?
She's the one that fucking escaped from here.
Oh yeah, no, that's
With escaped, huh?
Briar is the only.
She's the
Bri-
one that we had to get stronger restraints for the bed for.
Okay, now you're making this sound like it's a prison. Relax, relax. essentially, what happened
she
was Dahlia
strapped
was
to a
looking after.
table? What is?
She's my
Jesus
niece. She's my
fucking
niece.
Christ.
She's my
Dahlia.
niece.
Is there a room here with people like strapped to beds being fucking
There's a tilt.
experimented on?
There's a tilt table
Rosabelle,
here. You know what a tilt
Rosabelle
table
has,
is?
Dahlia, stop.
yes.
Honey, sorry.
I'm just saying she is a good person and she means well. She's not mentally
agree.
well. She is mentally unstable. She has been on drugs basically nonstop for the past few months. And after Jeffy died, she couldn't even testify because she was an unreliable witness because she was on drugs the entire time.
So that's a
when
liability to me.
She had stolen like 20 cough syrup from the hospital and stashed them away in one of Jeffy's trucks.
Listen, we all have vices, guys.
That's not the point. The point is that her vice makes her unreliable.
She was instrumental in us even having a budget to work with. She's been a part of this from the beginning with the idea that she would be one of the first boots on the ground. before
Edgar,
anybody else
there's
said
nothing
yes.
stopping her from being a part of it until she cleans herself up and she can actually pass drug tests and stuff like that and show herself useful. You do not want to deal with that liability right now, especially when you're working with the Senate.
If I can ensure that she is absolutely clean, can she come?
Ultimately, it's your call. It's
I
your game
want
to
her.
lose.
I want her there. I'm not the expert here, but I want her there.
Yeah, I
She-
think if she's clean, she's a great doctor. She's a great person. None of us are denying that.
She would be on a very short leash though, Edgar. Because if I find that I'm there, she does something to risk the people that are there, I would pull anyone out that has anything to do with Nexus
Hell,
from
if
that.
she gets hurt, when she's there. I'm going to be upset.
I am most concerned about her hurting herself.
Can I
Yes,
have a
I am
sidebar with
also-
my primo for a
Can you
second?
can you guys express yourselves to her, because it's gonna crush her if she gets a no now after everything
I will
she's done.
fucking call her right now.
Can she come here?
No.
I don't think this is a conversation to have with her in a group. That doesn't feel fair.
Yeah, when you do that, then all you're doing is just setting up the person to fail.
That's like a fucking intervention, which
Yes.
she doesn't need.
But maybe that's exactly what she needs.
It
An
is not-
intervention.
no, believe me, that is
Please,
not what she
primo,
needs.
can I
As people who've known her a lot longer, just trust us, okay?
look right now?
Well, you're looking sharper than last time I saw you, eh?
It's
You
just-
suit?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have a collection.
Nice. I like it.
So I dressed like a
suit.
scumbag last time I saw you. That feels bad.
No, you kind of dressed a little bit more like you're a lawyer that chased ambulances.
Well, if there was ambulances to chase, I'd be chasing them.
Oh God. Okay. Well,
I've been strongly considering just turning the old bar card in.
welcome to the
It's
DOJ.
just, yeah, exactly. I think the only person I know who can relate to that is you. So Edgar was shocked to hear that. He's like, "Well, I need you as an attorney." I'm like, no one needs fucking attorneys in this town, my friend.
No. I've handed mine in 3 times already, and most recently I had a bench trial where Cross, who I've known for a very long time, pissed me off during it, and I told him to go fuck himself and walked out. So
Yeah, I just had a cop completely conflict his statements on the stand, and the judge just ignored it and fucking found my guy guilty anyway. Like he had something in the statements that he said was opposite on the stand or whatever. It didn't even factor in. Just it's like he didn't even hear it.
yeah, gone on the good days
Anyway.
of the DOJ.
Well, I will say though, in this particular matter, your partnership I think would be a lot more weighty than mine from a DOJ engagement standpoint. I know you got friends there, so
Yeah, I got
could rightly
friends.
say the same.
I got friends there, essentially, if you want to call them that, but those people also like to fuck with me any chance they can. So it's one of those things where,
Well, it's because you fuck with them.
okay, well, listen, they deserve it and they need to be told how it is sometimes, okay?
Sure.
If they act like a wanker, I call them a wanker. I'm just fortunate enough to know that that with all the shit that I throw at them, they don't have the balls to take my bar card. I've never had a bar complaint that's actually gone through to me having to stand there and justify myself. It's great.
Has anybody
Yes.
really
Yes.
recently?
It's
Oh,
been
shit.
it's been a little bit, but yeah, I think the last one was a few months ago. So what we come up to, Edgar?
It's gonna crush my soul and hurts as well to tell her no.
I think
cannot
you
break this
misunderstood
to her.
what we
Someone-
said, Edgar.
So-
no
someone
one
else
said
has
no.
to-
No.
Nobody said no, Edgar. Everyone said that she's a liability that needs to clean up her act before she gets herself involved. And if she does that, she will just be on a tight leash. And if she does cause any disruptions while we're over there, I will pull Nexus. Protect
Does
my
anybody
people.
know a really good rehab center?
But nobody here is
Not
saying
really.
no. Don't
Parsons?
touch me, Edgar!
Sorry.
Oh my god!
No, sorry, I'm so sorry. Why?
Nobody touches me, Edgar.
That sounds sad.
I know, I feel
Motherfucker.
fucking bad
Don't touch me.
for a.
God forbid a
None
man
of
show
us-
some affection.
I don't care for affection. I'm not a person that likes affection, emotion, or anything like that. Don't
Well,
touch me.
I was moved by your care for Briar. Excuse
It's
me.
not a care. I look at
Nobody-
things with a very level head, Edgar.
I am the person that probably cares about her the most.
I'm a very factual person. Why I'm a lawyer, right? I care more about the facts than I do any kind of fucking emotion that goes into shit. I do not care about people. Right?
Oh my god! We need to be best friends.
It's just
He doesn't have friends.
I don't have friends either. It's just
That's
as
why we're
simple
not
as that.
friends.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I never talk to my friends. We'd be great friends.
Yeah, that's why Reggie and I aren't friends.
Edgar,
Well,
usually
rehab
if
center.
we were in a different situation, I would have like pulled the bat out and beat the fuck out of you for that. You're lucky we're in Nexus and I've got my CEO hat on right now. Never do that again. Don't touch me.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, like I was saying, is all she needs to do is clean up her act and be on a very short leash when she's over there, and understand the fact that she doesn't have free reign to run around and do whatever. No crazy shit. Simple.
I think that is we can definitely manage that. Definitely manage that. Because during Survivor, I would say that Edgar and her were very close, and when it came to certain things, I think she followed Edgar's lead really well. I know that it's just a game show, and we're talking about something way different. But if we can find some kind of, if it's drugs, some
Mini Moo,
kind of
what up?
rehab. If it's not drugs and it's something else, I'm pretty sure Edgar can relay that message really well with her. I thought you guys were saying no. That's
No,
Will
none
it?
of us are saying
okay.
no. I was just being blunt about that. I do have concerns because she can't keep herself out of trouble right now. She would need supervision the entire time she was there. And we're all trying to keep ourselves alive. Like, this is life and death stuff that we're talking about. If she gets accidentally exposed, like, she could die. So, what we're saying is that she is not currently in a mental state to be there without being supervised closely. So, I think as long as she could get clean, if this is something that she's passionate about, this could be a really, really good thing for her. I don't want her cut out because of what she's been through, but she has to
The
get
fuck
clean.
just
She
happened?
just has to.
I don't know.
It's obvious that so many of you guys here know her far longer than me, and obviously care for her more than I could even imagine, and that reassures me in a big way. My fear was that she would be cast aside because on the surface she had some problems. I know her heart is in the right place, and I know she has a very powerful mind to back it up.
Sound like I brushed my mic. Oh, I turned for a drink, so it would have rubbed on my shirt.
Okay, so it seems, Reggie, after meeting with you and Nexus, it seems like that initial number to go there needs to be shaved down a bit, and which was the Council of Poly here as well.
Yeah. So you want to make
The
sure that
one,
we've got a smaller group.
the one, Policia, I think that is going to be absolute, that is mandatory, non-negotiable. Is that okay with you?
With who?
With you?
With
With
me?
everyone here?
As long as Bison understands to not get in the way and just observe, that's fine. If Bison also needs to understand the fact that he's essentially under our supervision, that he can't just run off in a field to go look at a flower because he wants to, then that's fine. Like, I don't have an issue with like having any kind of PD oversight on it, because it's also going to be beneficial, because you got to remember there's locals and stuff there, and if we do have someone that has the ability to de-escalate situations or anything like that, or handle the locals, then that's fine.
Wait, can we stick Bison with her?
Oh, thank God. Yes, please. Yes.
That I think that might be the solution.
Literally put her on a toddler leash connected
think
to
It's just one of those
Bison.
little
Yep.
backpacks.
Yes.
But
She
like,
loves her
Yoda,
backpack.
like
She's
Yoda
always
in the
wearing one.
Star
No,
Wars.
Bison's never met his niece.
well,
What's-
so
they've never met though?
No, they've never met.
Okay, well, I need to meet. But yes,
Yep,
he would take care of her.
Perfect.
so that's not a problem. You just need to make sure that Bison understands that whoever's in charge there is in charge, and that if we'll tell him not to go to an area or to stay close to us, that he stays close to us, and make sure that he is on point. Because I also have it on good authority, some of the locals there were quite aggressive. That is another factor that you need to put into it. Okay, so
I'd
locals
be
don't
upset
want
too
us
if
there.
somebody bombed my island.
Exactly. Locals don't want us there, and they try and do anything to harm any of the people there, then it will be very good to have Bison there.
Okay. Now,
What
before
up?
coming here, I thought you were just the CEO, but it is clear you're one of the lead scientists a part of this whole operation.
I'm the one who has always trapped in here trying to work out different things, as well as doing the medication. I've had a lot of
So-
experience with different chemicals, elements, and I have a vested interest that I'm not going to explain as to wanting to know more about the island and the radiation that came from it.
I'll be back.
So
Hi.
I'm gonna put your name down as one. Do you think it's right for you to be there on that first trip?
Yeah.
I do as well.
would,
I
would
don't
gladly
see
go.
any other way. I don't see any other way. You know, I had a bit of a nervous that your name and your notorious reputation may raise some eyebrows, but after learning all the research that you have spearheaded, I just don't see any circumstance in which you're excluded here. That would just be a big fumble.
Yeah, myself and Dahlia work closely with each other with this stuff. Essentially, look at me as the mad scientist for Nexus.
So it's you, Dahlia, Sabbath, myself, Delgado, Bison, Briar, and Polly. Your intention was to always come with us, was it not?
If it comes down to it and you need to, I mean, I'm not sure. I don't fucking know shit. You know, I'm a lawyer, right? So, I mean, if I'd love to go to see it and all that, but it sounds like a fucking wasteland. So if I, you know, if you need to cut somebody, I can take one for the team there.
With you, we will have 8. Without you, we will have 7.
I think 7 is a good number. I'm not going to lie, because you need to look at it this way, right? Is the boat would take 3 people, the helicopter would take 4 people plus the equipment, and it's going to be more manageable. Like, there's nothing stopping once we've set up everything in the tents there for, say, Paulie to come and have a look at it from there. But for your initial steps, you want to make sure you keep that team very tight, because it's a very specific task that we're going there for.
The boat cannot fit 4. I thought it can fit 4.
You've got to also think about equipment too.
Okay.
I just have the like. I would love to go. I've seen the pictures. It looks like
Thank you for
it
the
looked
ride.
like it was a
Welcome.
nice place at one point, but I have no expertise. I have no, you know, I would just be going there as moral support. So much as I'd like to go, it doesn't, like, if you are trying to keep this thing as tight as possible and look for the maximum chance of approval, I suggest you take Reggie's advice.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping us at a later point, Edgar,
Like we said, we
at
were
bringing
doing
some
at
people
least
over.
3. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a vision guy. When all the waste is gone, I can tell you where to put the casino. But other than that, you know.
How you been, Tessic?
Okay, to reiterate one more time, we have Reggie, Dahlia, Delgado, Edgar, Sabbath, Briar, and Bison. That is 7 names. Those will be the 7 that we propose to the state government to assign
Phase 1.
passports for.
Yeah.
For phase 1.
Waiting on final eval. Ooh. So out of those people there, who would be the best for mapping?
You mean to survey?
Yeah, so we'll be able to supply what we've got for the general map of the area, but for like surveying the area and mapping out where we are and where to go, so we'd be having someone that would be completely, that's their focus.
Well, the initial idea was to take a dozen, and inside that dozen was to have a surveyor and a contractor there.
Well, you have a map, right, Edgar?
See?
I can go back to Warma and know it like it's the back of my hand. If I were to study that map, I will take the certain tools, flags, and different kind of poles to set down.
Train.
I can take.
I'm going well.
Sure.
Well, there was I was expecting the police officers to
Have a
help
good
with
sleep.
that because they were there. They even did combat.
Was he there?
Bison was there.
Bison
And I
was
think
there.
Perfect.
If we do have to take 8 and a second officer comes, a second man within the department, someone who was there, who has knowledge, and if we are separated into 2 teams, each one could be assigned one of these officers because they have knowledge of the map. They had active combat there. So what is that? How does that sound to you, Reggie?
That's fine.
Okay.
If you get Delgado to start working on it, I will go through the soil samples and work out from where we have samples to see where the initial boat landing could go, and then from there map out where we would walk to as a general idea for a potential heli landing.
Okay. I think. How does everybody feel about concluding here for now?
That's fine. We've got a lot to work with.
I got a lot of things to work with as well. With when it comes to all this, this is a lot of shit.
So to just reiterate the last concern I have, we can do this completely independent from Aegis. However, if Aegis assumes an interest, they can create a hurdle for us to overcome.
They won't.
But they can.
No.
Yeah, maybe they can. Maybe they can.
it
Maybe,
d-
but
But unless you get a contract with the Senate, which I recommend you do.
Which will exclude them from interfering.
Well, it would exclude anyone from the information that we have and forcing us to work with them.
Now,
Don't worry, the
when we
backup
go to-
generators will kick in shortly.
if we go to the Senate, we need a good contact within the Senate to sort of grease some pockets and make things go smoother, or us alone with our pact will work.
Lord, whatever you have to involve the Senate for, and this is just my opinion, minimize it, make it very specific, watertight, and hopefully they should be the last resort for anything you need, unless, of course, it's like just unavoidable. That's my opinion. I don't know what Reggie thinks.
Well, you need to have their approval, right?
For sure.
To do this.
Yeah.
Honey, what's your history with dealing with the Senate? You would have dealt with them before.
One time Senator Davis yelled at me, "Call me immediately. I need money." So that's my history with them. I mean, my history with the Senate is pretty good. They did a lot
Yours
for me
is
when I
better
was the
than
mayor.
mine because I told them to go fuck themselves. So
They did a lot for me when I was the mayor. They helped me, with like wages for everybody. They helped me with budget stuff. They approved a lot of my ideas, like reinstating Parks and Rec and blah blah blah. So like I have a pretty good working relationship with them. I wouldn't say I'm friends with anybody in the Senate, but
there you
I
go.
have
Okay,
Senator
yourself
Davis's
and
phone number.
yourself and Bunny work with that and take it that way.
Okay. See, I thought that Cerberus would have been the key point. Excuse me, not Cerberus. Aegis was the key point to the Senate, but it seems as though we're cutting them out entirely.
Yeah, I mean it's to stop
there's
them
no
from
reason
taking
for
over your idea.
yeah. There's no
Okay.
reason for them to have involvement. Is what's being said as well.
Fuck the
Okay,
Senate.
done. Then me and Sabi sometime this week will make the proposal after fleshing out all the details.
Yum.
Done. Okay, shall we conclude here?
Yep. I'll continue
there is
going
one-
through some of my samples and I'll let you know once I have readings for them.
Okay, it is also told to me by really important sources to think of a new name for the island because it's going to be rebranded.
I swear to God, if you say Edgar's Island or something stupid,
I also want a name for this project here. Like, come on, we're talking about phases and research and all that. We need like Operation something.
hey, what do you got, Delgado?
Operation Little Warma.
Little what?
Little Warma, where we're from. Warma.
Oh, okay.
But I'll think about a better name. That one is whatever for now.
That fell flat, amigo. You got to make a better pitch than that.
Yeah.
It's just a little something.
Edgar,
Well,
you got any ideas?
hey.
See, I thought, I had a few. One of them was Isle del Castillo. I think that sounds beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
See. The other one, I think Isle de Warma is also really nice. I think Seaside Isle also is kind of sexy.
Oh, no, please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
No, I'm just joking. So
Holy
there's
shit,
one
I
that we
don't
could-
want Benji to have any ideas about going over. Oh, for fuck's sake. Don't put that on me.
Oh,
We would
I
call
have
it-
to take this.
Isle de Benji Ramos is what we will call it going
Sabi,
forward.
can you one more time? I want to make sure this is your.
Hello.
Can you Give me your business card.
Edgar,
Yeah.
just so you're aware,
Talk to me.
I'm-
See,
I'm
Benji is not
telling
coming
you
to the island in these phases.
100%, 100 million billion%. I don't even want him thinking about the island, honestly.
Good, because I've already had to fucking break his heart and tell him he's not allowed to have anything to do with Nexus because he is a fucking liability. And then he said he hopes that I die. So yeah.
Okay.
so sweet
I
of Benji to
imagine
say
that
that
your
to you.
guys' scuffle yesterday was just two friends butting heads.
I don't have friends. Oh, he fucking tried to kill my chicken whippy. Fuck him, little rat. I put him in his place. Listen, Edgar, sometimes what you got to understand is people need to get put in their place occasionally so they understand the level of fuckery that they're dealing with. Right?
There is one other thing that I want to say that I think it's a
I'll
bad
send you
idea for them
some
to
more
be involved
documents
in
when
any
I get
way.
them written up. Okay. It's just
Okay,
mock
that's
ones.
fine.
Get everybody's.
And those
perspective
are
on
the
it.
Simons.
Okay, yeah, that sounds
If
good.
the Simon name appears anywhere, it's a wash. They're gonna shut the books on it, and the Senate is gonna give an absolute refusal.
Yeah, but you need to understand that Michael Simone is an investor for this. He has no say in the company and doesn't do anything with it other than the fact that I tell him what's happening. But I can trust me when I say that Michael and Nick won't have any involvement in this. However, some of their contacts are very beneficial to Nexus as a whole. Like what I'm saying, when we need the holding facility. We might have to send the holding, like the stuff that we need in the holding facility, to somewhere overseas, and they have contacts there that can handle radioactive material like that.
Can we see the chair here that you can strap somebody on and like spin them around,
There is no chair here.
or at the table that you strap someone's legs and arms to?
Okay, you don't actually strap. Jesus
I
fucking!
would
Why
to
is
strap
Dahlia
someone
like
to
this?
bed, please.
Here, I'll give you a tour of
Ay,
Nexus.
ay.
Come have a look. Okay, so this room here is where we do our clinical trials. This is where we have pre-screens for them.
Nice.
Okay, so where's everyone else?
Very clean. Everybody, Polly, Bonnie.
Do you have one where like you strap someone to like this, like
No,
latches for the?
we don't have
Kind
that.
For, like, the hands and
freaky
legs?
shit are you into?
No, they said that they
hell?
had Briar strapped, and I
What
just
the
wanted to know
We
if
don't.
they had
We don't
something
have
like that.
any kind of fucking red room, anything like that. You fucking Jesus, fuck me dead, Edgar.
Fuck.
The hell is
What
wrong with
the-
you?
Why is he going crazy on me?
51
All right, so
Shades of
come back
Grey.
here.
Fuck him dead.
All right.
You literally said that you guys had Briar strapped from the arms and the straps.
So this is
No,
where
Dahlia
we
said that
take
she
our notes.
needed to get a bed with straps.
Yes.
Oh, guys. It's a pen.
Okay.
Th-
It's
yeah,
also a
there's,
one-way
there's
window. Kind of
multiple
cool.
pens.
Yeah, I love that. That was actually
I
slick.
love
Hold
spying
on.
on people.
Yeah.
Oh, interesante. This is a double. Can they hear us from that side?
What is happening?
I can hear you 100%.
Yeah, as if we were in the room with them.
What was he doing?
That is-
It's
Just
not.
clicking the
was-
pen. I don't
What were you
fucking know.
doing?
I was
Okay,
fixing my
come
pants.
follow me.
What about this door?
Yeah, what about that door
Yeah,
back
no,
there?
you don't take that door. It's locked to
Okay.
you. You keep coming this way though.
Yeah, you don't take that door.
All right. All right. One at a time, stand in there and wait for me, okay? One person only.
Delgado only.
Go in.
Okay, put your arms out.
See.
Decontamination. All right, you good? Move through. Right, next.
Go you next. No, sabi you.
Me?
See.
I don't want to go next. Okay.
Go
fine,
in.
fine.
Go fucking go
Fine,
in there.
Fine, I'm going.
All right, arms out. Okay, you good?
Woo!
Next.
Cool.
I've never experienced that before in my life. What the
Right,
fuck?
arms out. All right, you good? Head go. Arms out. Hey, you good? You can go through.
Stupid when you put your arms out.
You're
Just
the
put your
only
arms
one.
out.
You were the only one that looked normal.
Yeah, I know.
I
You guys
look just like
fucking
that.
idiots.
Okay, so coming through here, this is our lab
Right.
itself.
This is the Umbrella Corporation.
Okay, please no. We're not going to release anything into the world. Okay, so these are the mad scientist labs. This is where we do a lot of our research itself. Don't do what Benji did and try and pull out the fucking Ethernet cord when I showed him this place. Fucking
What
degenerate.
the fuck is this?
It's a
Um,
lathe.
that ain't no lathe. The hell? You
Yeah,
think, we're
it's a
running
lathe.
you think we're running a fucking woodworking place here?
Yeah, that's a lathe right there.
Alright, so what that does is that'll combine a lot of the different elements that we have, and it's more for elements that are radioactive and need to be contained in the lower chamber. Fucking lathe. What do you think? We're a woodworking lab? Now, Paulie, please.
I mean, it's. I
You
think
can
that's
use
a lathe. I think that's what they
for
call
other
it.
things other than woodworking. Come on, man.
Well, I'm not that into the, you know, I don't know what lathes do other than wood.
Almost became a woodworker.
All right,
Close.
so in here,
Come on, go.
don't be looking at my kidneys over there. Okay. So this is where we mix a lot of the chemicals and we'll make a lot of the medication that you'll find at
Wait, what is that?
what
What is that?
an office.
Oh, that's Sabbath. It's Sabbath. Never mind.
What do you think it
What
is?
the fuck?
So yes, this is
thought
where
it
we
was
mix a lot of our chemicals.
Don't get
She's like a ninja. How the fuck she get up there? She jump?
I thought it was like an
I didn't jump.
escaped
Go
specimen.
look around. Open your
They're
eyes.
like a
That's what- that's what I
front
got up
flip.
here.
They're like a front flip up there.
I'm so used to doing fucking world's end shit. All right, Edgar. This is one of our lab rats.
What's this one
You
do?
have a look.
I don't want to touch it.
You don't
The
need to
salad
touch
spinner.
it. Just look at it.
A what?
It's a salad spinner.
Centrifuge, close. All right, so this is where we'll package up a lot of the drugs themselves, plus mix the chemicals. Up here is Jazz's office.
Hey!
What the fuck?
So this is where Jazz works.
Where's Yaz?
Jazz is the owner of the company. I'm the CEO.
Interesting.
Do we keep following you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to my
Oh,
room.
yeah, what the fuck?
What? This is when we need
Didn't know, Dahlia,
overnight
I didn't-
stays. Oh, Dahlia. Okay.
Oh, don't show Edgar this one.
Where did Edgar go?
I think he's touching the machine.
Edgar, stop touching shit! Don't you
No,
touch
I'm not
anything.
touching nothing. No, I'm not touching nothing.
Don't do a Benji on me. Okay, so this is for when we have overnight stays and we need to study people.
This is the bed with
A-
the straps. They just took the
The
straps
bed
off.
with the straps, 100%.
AKA my bedroom.
This is where you sleep?
A lot of the
There
times.
should- There's probably a. Normally there's a pile of cigarettes next to this couch. I bet.
I don't smoke. But it
Whoever
is,
watching does. I bet.
what the fuck? Hope no one watches me sleep. Anyway, this is where I'll spend most of my nights because I do all my work up here and just sleep up here.
Interesante.
Um,
They even have a television, look.
It's not the nicest lab I've ever been in, but this is pretty nice.
What do you mean it's not the nicest
Chocolate
lab?
factory, amigo.
The hell, Paulie? Alright, keep following.
What did you say, Polly?
I said this isn't the nicest lab I've been in, but it's close.
Alright, through this door here.
Oh.
Hey, welcome to the warehouse. This is where we stock a lot of the medications. Please, hands in your pockets. Don't take anything. You probably end up taking something that'll cause yourself some internal bleeding.
Hands in the pocket,
Can I
guys.
can I ask Reggie?
Yeah.
Do you guys have Oompa Loompas here?
I'd probably be the closest thing to Willy Wonka and the Oompa Loompa.
Okay.
Just combined into one. Yeah. All right. Now we come back